Up behaves in a strange way. It is not just a building Carl happens to own. It functions almost like a physical archive. Every room contains traces of a life that unfolded over decades. Furniture chosen together, photographs, objects from trips that never quite happened, the quiet accumulation of ordinary time. When Carl finally lifts the house into the air, he does something more complicated than escaping his neighborhood. He carries that entire archive with him. Philosopher Henri Bergson argued that the way people usually imagine time is misleading. We tend to picture time as a sequence of separate moments, one replacing the next. Bergson insisted that lived experience does not work that way. The past does not disappear when the present arrives. It remains active, shaping perception, memory, and action. He called this lived continuity duration. In duration, past and present interpenetrate. Each moment carries what came before it. Carl's life illustrates that idea with unusual clarity. After Ellie dies, he does not simply remember her occasionally. The past saturates the present. The house becomes a space where those memories remain thick and immediate. Leaving the house would mean losing the environment where those layers of time continue to coexist. That attachment explains why Carl treats the house almost like a person. Protecting it becomes a way of protecting the past itself. The journey toward Paradise Falls initially looks like an attempt to fulfill an old promise, but the promise matters precisely because it belongs to an earlier life that Carl cannot imagine abandoning. The house, lifted up by thousands of balloons, literally drags that earlier life through the sky. Everything changes when Carl opens Ellie's adventure book. The discovery alters Carl's relationship to the past. Until that moment, he had treated memory as something that must be preserved exactly as it was. Ellie's message suggests a different interpretation. The life they shared together was already an adventure, even though it did not resemble the dramatic journey the book originally imagined. Bergson believed that the past does not imprison the present unless we insist on preserving it unchanged. Memory can also function creatively. It can reinterpret earlier experiences in ways that open new possibilities rather than closing them. Carl's decision to release the house reflects that shift. Letting the building drift away does not erase the life he shared with Ellie. It transforms how that life continues to influence him. The past remains present, but no longer is something that must be protected from change. Up, therefore, turns Bergson's abstract philosophy into a visual story about time itself. The house shows what happens when memory becomes too heavy to move forward. The final gesture shows what happens when memory becomes part of a new movement rather than a barrier to it.